Week 4 NFL main slate is right around the corner. Welcome, guys. My name is DK. In this video, we'll be breaking down, talking about some player props I like on PrizePicks as well as Underdog. If this is your first time watching, I cover content for player prop sites like PrizePicks, Underdog, Parlay Play. Parlay Play, they're the sponsor of this video. If you're not on Parlay Play, you can use the link down below for a $100 deposit match bonus, or you can use the code DKDFS. It'll be linked in the description below. They have a ton of different player props as well, a ton of different sports. And I always say in these videos, get on as many of these sites as possible, search for that value. And yeah, check them out. I think you'll have some fun on Parlay Play. You can also win 75x your money, something you can't do in PrizePicks and Underdog. I also cover content for DFS. If you guys are interested in that, it's been a very good DFS start to the NFL year. Again, we had that takedown a couple weeks ago, turning 40 into 4,000. Had another good day on what was this, Monday night, and then Thursday Night Football had a good day as well. So yeah, it's been a nice stretch for DFS. And again, if you're looking for content there, you check out my Patreon in the description. All right, so let's get into the video quickly. Though, let's recap the plays, my Thursday night plays. So Thursday night we went 3-1 with a push. So these are the plays I took. We took Sam Laporta under his fantasy score. That hit. We took Sam Laporta under his 4.5 receptions. That hit. We took Christian Watson under his 3.5 receptions. That hit. We took Jaden Reed over his 3 receptions that pushed. And then Christian Watson, we took under his 8.5 fantasy score. One of his 2 catches, of course, he falls into the end zone. That really tilted me, prevented the full sweep, and was the one miss on YouTube. But yeah, I don't regret that play. He played about 40% snaps. I was expecting 30 to 40%. He played about 40% snaps. Only had 2 catches, but again, fell into the end zone. So that was a little bit tilting for sure. All right, so we took a lot of unders last video. And this video, we're actually taking all overs. I feel like a fish, right? And just the people that everyone just takes all overs. No, but seriously, there's a lot of good values, I think, with these plays. We'll start off with a guy that I've been extremely high on to start the year, and now everyone's coming around, and that would be Tank Dell. We're looking at his 3.5 receptions, and we're going to take more than 3.5 receptions here for Tank Dell. So, kind of talk through the reasons why I like Tank Dell over his receptions. Well, first of all, once Noah Brown went down, Tank Dell went into a clear starting role, and it's been played a majority of the game now, back-to-back games. He has 17 targets through 2 games. And this Texans team is not great, right? So most of the time they are going to be playing from behind, which is good game script for a guy like Tank Dell playing in the slot. If you take a look at, let's see, where is Tank Dell? So what I have up right now is the Odds Jam Sportsbook screen, and we're looking at player receptions. So let's see. I think I just scroll up a little bit more for Tank. And again, I have a lot of tabs open. So this, maybe we'll just go on DraftKings. Might be a little bit easier. We'll just do that for now. But if you guys are interested in checking out OddsJam, you can use the code DKDFS for 25% off your first month. But let's go up to here. Where is? We'll just keep one book open so my computer runs a little bit better. Where is the Texans? Am I going crazy here? It's early in the morning. That's why. Here we go. So, and we're not even on, we're on rushing yards. All right, receptions. Let's go down to Houston. All right, so Tank Dell, juice is on the over, minus 125. I was looking at other books. It's juice some books a little bit heavier on the over. And like I said, should be good game script, should be playing from behind, playing majority of the game, 17 targets for 2 weeks. You can also find this on Underdog on 3.5 receptions for Tank Dell. So that is going to be the first pick. Number 2, we're looking to another receptions prop, and it's going to be T. Higgins. Let's bring up T. Higgins here. And kind of a wild start to the year for T. Higgins. Let's look at what he's done so far. So yeah, the really big week 2. And then look at these games. Week 1, 0 catches on 8 targets. I don't think I've ever seen that. And then week 3 in multiple drops, 2 catches on 8 targets. Wild stuff. Positives here for T. Higgins, though. Look at the amount of targets. He's averaging close to 10 targets a game through 3 weeks. Also, with the injury to Joe Burrow and him being not as mobile, you would think, oh, that might hurt a guy like T. Higgins. I actually think it helps him because the Bengals, they're just going to do short, quick passes like they did Monday night, right? Because with Burrow being not as mobile, they wanted to get the ball in his hands quick. And getting the ball in his hands quick helps for receptions props for a guy like Higgins who does play. He can kind of move all over the field, right? And if you take a look at DK Sportsbook, and let's go to, all right, where are the Bengals? Here's the Bengals. We know the Titans are really solid against the run, not as much against the pass. If we take a look at T. Higgins, currently minus 130 to go over 4.5 receptions. The juice is pretty heavily on the over, and this play is also on underdog. Bring it up. So T. Higgins, 4.5 receptions, also on underdog. So again, Tennessee defense good against the run, not so much against the pass. With Burrow being kind of banged up, I think they're going to try to get the ball to his hands quick, averaging close to 10 targets through the first 3 weeks. We're going to take more than 4.5 receptions for T. Higgins as the second pick. A third pick, we're going to right back to another receptions prop. We got 3 receptions props in this video. And we're looking at Josh Palmer, 3.5 receptions. So talking to the Chargers, with Austin Eckler out, they have been extremely pass heavy, the most pass heavy team in the league, because they just cannot get the run game going, right? Josh Kelly's been really disappointing through the last 2 weeks on the ground, right? If you take a look at Kelly, who's been starting, and Eckler is doubtful. 11 carries, 12 yards, 13 carries, 39 yards. They just haven't been able to move the ball on the ground, so they've been relying on Herbert and airing it out. You now have Mike Williams out for the season, so Josh Palmer's going to be operating as the wide receiver too. I mean, he was already playing a good chunk of the game, 50, 60% of snaps. Now I think he's going to be playing almost the entire game. We saw it last year when one or both of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams went down. Palmer's a pretty solid wide receiver. And like I said, run game, they're not going to be able to lean on. This is a high total game too. I think there's going to be a lot of offense in this game. Keenan Allen, I don't think is going to continue to average like 20 targets, like he had 20 targets last week. So super pass heavy team. Palmer should be operating as a wide receiver too. And if you take a look at the odds here, let's go to the Chargers. And Josh Palmer currently minus 140 to go over 3.5. So I expect this one to get bumped relatively soon. So hopefully by the time you watch this video, it is not bumped to 4. But this play is also available on Underdog. 3.5 receptions. Josh Palmer is going to be our third pick. All right, we got 2 more for you guys, and we're going to be looking to fantasy score props now. So let's go over to Alexander Madison. He's currently at 12.5 fantasy score, and we're going to take more than 12.5 fantasy score for Alexander Madison. Now, we do have news that Cam Akers is likely to play, but if you really, take a deep dive into what the beat writers are saying, you can tell he's not going to have a big role early on, Cam Akers. So though they're going to try to incorporate him here and there for a few touches. So I'm not expecting a big role for Cam Akers. Alexander Madison, he was disappointing for the first couple weeks. And last week, he could have had a much bigger game. He fumbled it once. He fell down when he could have ran it in the end zone. But 20 carries and 7 targets. So 27 opportunities for Alexander Madison. This is a good matchup, too. This Carolina defense has not been great. DraftKings is full point PPR. And again, Alexander Madison's averaging like 5 targets a game through the first 3 weeks. I still think he's going to play 70, 75% of snaps, heavily involved in the passing game. We're going to take more than 12.5 fantasy score here for Alexander Madison. I do prefer this play on PrizePicks to Underdog. Underdog, they have it, I think, at like 11 something. But again, we have to remember with Underdog and fantasy points, it is half a point of PPR, where DraftKings is a full point PPR. So I much prefer this play on PrizePicks over Underdog. I don't think I would take the over there on Underdog. I would just rather play it on PrizePicks. We're going to take more than 12.5 fantasy score for Alexander Madison as the 4th pick. And the final pick we're going to be looking to is a guy that has had also an insane amount of opportunities, and that is going to be Tony Pollard. Looking at his fantasy score, 15.5, we're going to take more than 15.5 fantasy score for Tony Pollard. So, again, let's bring him up here on DraftKings. So look at these opportunities, right? He had, 32 opportunities against the Jets, against the Cardinals, in a game that they were playing from behind. He's still 23 carries and 3 targets, 26 opportunities. Heavily involved in the passing game, heavily involved in the running game. Yes, you will see a little bit of Rico Dowdle, but again, there's no running back in the league really that's going to play 100% of the snaps, except for Kyron Williams probably, who, again, I'm still shocked that has happened now the last couple of weeks. But yeah, Tony Pollard I expect to be a bell cow here. Heavily involved in the passing game. And looking at, projection sites across the industry, again, I subscribe to a lot of DFS sites. A lot of sites have Tony Pollard for 20 plus fantasy points projected. And his projection right now in PrizePicks is 15.5. So Dallas definitely been, since Zeke left, this year, Tony Pollard has played, again, a majority of the game, and he's getting a lot of the red zone carries as well. So a lot of opportunities, heavily involved in the passing game. And I think I like this play a good amount. 15.5 fantasy score. We're going to be taking more than 15.5 for Pollard. Let's see. Where is he at on Underdog? I'm curious. He's they don't have his fantasy score prop up yet. So we'll wait and see if they add one there. But so those are the 5 picks that I like for tomorrow, guys. Also, if you're looking for a straight up bet, something that I do like, I would not take it on PrizePicks or Underdog because the juice is on the under, but I would take this straight up, and that's going to be my boy Tutu Atwell, 4.5 receptions. The juice is on the under, which is why I would just take this play straight up if you're going to take it at 4.5 at plus 100. Where again, at Underdog and PrizePicks, they have it at 4.5, but you should not take it there, right? Because the juice is on the under. But I do like it straight up. If you guys are looking for a straight up bet, I like Tutu Atwell. Over 4.5 receptions. It's actually plus money. And Tutu's been heavily involved through 3 weeks. This is a game that has sneaky shootout potential. And averaging close to 10 targets a game. If you do want a straight up bet, I like Tutu Atwell, 4.5 receptions on DraftKings here, plus money. Okay, guys, so that will do it for the video. As always, if you do enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'll be posting some more player props over on Patreon as well. If you guys are interested in that, you can always check it out, link down below. Good luck, and we'll see you guys all in the next video.